Jai Hind दोस्तों, I wish you all a very happy Ugadi from Wingleader SSB team. Let's begin the daily news analysis of the Hindu. The first editorial article, that is the Salvaging the Strategy. Here the author tries to say regarding the increase in the COVID cases and also what may be the reason. What may be the reason for the increase in the cases? The author points three important reasons. The first is the government allowing large religious gathering. For example, Kumbh Mela as well as mass prayering, and also as in India, for every 2 to 3 months the political election you will be carrying out. So there has been a large gathering of during the political campaign. You can take the example of West Bengal, Bihar, Kerala, as well as Tamil Nadu. Along with it, the people are not having proper awareness nor not proper precautionary measures how to tackle the COVID cases. Because of these three reasons, there has been a spike in the cases of COVID recently. Also, the author tries to compare the economy of the nation and with the labor participation. He says that it is the responsibility of the government to keep the economy in a stable condition, and that can be possible only when there is an adequate labor participation in the economy. From this can be done only when there has been a proper vaccination to the labor. So the article tries to say that the labor force has to be vaccinated first and the foremost, and if possible, if they can work from the home, they have to encourage the work from home culture to carry out the work. If any of the cases is not possible, then the labor has to give if proper financial assistance so that he can meet his basic needs. The editorial also says that there has been a change in the value of things and most of the things have been lost. For example, include accessing the education, meeting with the loved ones, performing the life rituals, and also conflict of both work and home confined the same space. Lastly, he also says that the government has to take proper precautionary measures and also has to increase the vaccination production so that it can be so that large number of people can be vaccinated as early as possible before increasing in the cases of COVID cases. So in the next article, in the editorial article, the article tries to say regarding the joint comprehensive plan of action, that is the Iran deal. It is also known as Iran deal. Here, recent Vienna talk between the members, that is, the members are US, UK, China, Russia, France, and Germany. Along with it, Iran is also a part of it. Here, in the Joint Comprehensive Action Plan, it is also called as the right track. You can get a question from it. That is, which is the recent meeting which is known as the right track. And also, here in this Iranian deal, the US wants Iran to end the uranium enrichment and centrifuge development program and return to the 215 agreement, while the Iran has demanded the US to lift all sanctions that has been imposed during the Trump and has been and also being continued by the current president, that is Joe Biden. Here, the author tries to say that the Iranian deal currently, the administration has also reportedly made an offer to Iran to release $1 billion of Iranian money that has been frozen in South Korea as a part of sanction in the exchange ending. In the exchange ending, it's 20% of uranium enrichment. But the offer has been rejected by the Iran. The Iran's conditions are it wants more concrete measures from the US, and also it want more liberal deal to be put forth in front of Iran. The challenge the challenge both sides are facing lack of time, because the Iran is holding presidential election, and also if the US best chance to address the Iran nuclear deal is the before election or before the presidential election, because there has been multi power in Iran. For example, the Shia militant of Iraq, which has been targeting US forces in Iraq, and also Israel Iran shadow conflict is now being fought inside the Syria and on the sea. Recently, the US and Iran should exercise restraint, stay focused on the talk, and rebuild the lost trust, and take the measures to bring back the deal back on the floor. Though this is the overall article regarding the Iranian nuclear deal. The next article, the author tries to say how the relationship of India and Pakistan have an impact over the South Asian economy. Here, the author tries to mention that a fair peace between India and Pakistan is not just good for two states, but for all the nations constituting the SAARC as well as ASEAN nation. The recent report by the World Bank publication, that is A Glass Half Full, and other banks, that is Asian Development Bank and European Council, concluded that there is an explosive value to be derived from the South Asian economy. The author gives the some facts and figure regarding the size of Asian economy. He also says that the world's best the world's largest trading bloc, that of 15 countries, accounts 30% of its GDP, which is in the South Asian nation. Also, the giving its size and heft, only India can take the lead in transforming a grossly underperforming region like South Asia. Here, the role of India has to be like a big brother one, so that he has to take the whole South Asia as a family, and in terms of GDP growth as well as economic development. Currently, there has been a loophole, there has been a gap in the development of South Asia. That gap can be fulfilled by the India. India has to think big and act big by an ambiguously aiming to engineer a South Asian economy in in countering the Chinese economy also. And this can be possible only when it has a peace terms with its neighboring countries, especially Pakistan. Also, but for that to happen, India needs to view a peace with Pakistan not as a bilateral matter to be arrived at leisurely, if at all, but as essential and urgent, all the while viewing its chance of lifetime to as a come and play a major role in reforming and transforming the South Asian economy for a better purpose. So in the next article, that is next one is the map based question. Here we are going to study the importance of the South China Sea and what are the countries which are sharing the border with the South China Sea. Here the first and foremost is the major border, that is the is sharing the South China Sea, that is this one. The next is the Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia. Here, one important question where every examiner can ask is whether the Laos is a landlocked country. So there has been no connection with the sea. So it is a landlocked country. Next is the Philippines. Here down from down Borneo. So the important island where there has been a conflict between China and as well as other nation is the Parcel Island as well as Spratly Island. You should keep in mind that the Parcel and the Spratly Islands are in South China Sea. Also, there has been multiple reasons why these islands has been chasing by multiple nation, because there has been a news that there has been an information regarding there has been a large oil deposition inside the island, under the island. And also the South China Sea is one of the major route for the trade which passes from Malacca Strait. So this is a information regarding the South China Sea.
जोश है हम में जान है और उमंगे है दिल में जवान, क्या कहे तुमसे दोस्तों कि अब तो जाना है हमको कहाँ। मैं उनको रोज